Hi, okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about the black swan concept and as it's applied to finance. So these days everybody's heard about the black swan in the financial press. In fact, it seems almost a little bit of a rite of passage for financial writers that they need to refer to black swan events every now and then to show that they know what they're talking about. So the black swan was applied to finance by Nassim Taleb in about, I think it was after the previous financial crisis, 2007, 2008. In which he wrote about unforeseen, unforeseeable events that affect financial markets and that are few and far between. So it's easy to miss them, but when they do happen, which they always do, these black swan events have a massive impact on financial markets and can really, in a sense, disturb the given comfortable pattern, the pattern that people have found themselves in. So the concept of black swan actually comes from inductive logic, in which you sort of extrapolate information from particular individual members of a class and apply that to all the members of the class, the entire class itself. So, for instance, if you look at one white swan, you look at two white swans, you look at a third white swan, and you look at 1,000 white swans, and then you find hundreds more, or as many n number of white swans more, and then you extrapolate that all swans are white based on the individual white swans. And so you're comfortable in your thought that, well, all swans are therefore white, so any swans that you encounter in the future will also be white. Now, turns out this worked great until they found black swans. And so black swan was like a once in a long time sort of discovery. And so these black swan moments happen not very regularly at all. But what happens is it changes your way of looking at the particular set of information that you've been the class that you've been studying or that you've been following. In this case, swans, and in the financial markets case, it's the markets and market movements. And so financial analysts and sort of investors get used to thinking of the markets as fitting their pattern of flow. And so they're able to explain things away because of their sort of experience in the market. And they get very comfortable with the fact that, well, this is how it's always been, and so things won't change. Let's say if it's an uptrend, they'll continue to sort of see reasons for that uptrend to continue no matter what, not realizing that black swans do take place in the financial markets every now and then, and when they do, they'll mess the way that they've been looking at the markets up. All right, so what are the implications of this for finance? So basically, when you talk about prediction, a lot of people try to predict markets, and what the black swan concept when applied to finance tries to tell you is that as many individual cases or sort of minutes, days, hours, weeks, months, years that you may have spent in the market, you won't be able to say what's in the future just based on what's happened in the past.